Okay, today we're going to try to do a tangram. You're going to make your own tangram and you're going to need certain things. First of all, you need to have your printed out paper that has the shape of the tangram. And then you're going to need crayons because you're going to be coloring it. You're going to be using scissors to cut out the pieces. You're going to be needing glue to glue those pieces and a piece of paper, an additional one, so that we have a place to glue our pieces of the tangram on the paper. Okay, so I think we're ready to start. Okay, I couldn't decide which color to use, so I used 2 or 3 and I blended them. And once I colored the page, then I have to cut it. So I went around cutting it, and this is what I did. Okay, once I cut out the square from the paper, now the tangram I have to cut 7 pieces. So I went around with a scissor and started to cut the different shapes. And there's a total of 7 shapes. Okay, so now I've got my 7 figures, my 7 shapes cut out. Now I'm going to try to make a puzzle with those 7 shapes to create a figure. I'm going to try to do this one that's up on the corner. And for that I have to start moving the pieces. Okay, so I think I'm going to start by putting square over the triangle. This will be the tail. And this is going to be peak. And this is going to be the body. I think it's a horse. Cool, huh? You try it. Okay, so now that I know this is what I want to do, remember, I'm going to need a blank piece of paper, some glue. Now that I know how the puzzle is going to look like, then I just have to lift it up, put a little bit of glue, okay? And then I just place it back on. So if you want to try to do this with me, let's see if we can work on it. And we can try to follow this design. But you have to have your glue ready. And try to put it on the corners. Don't put too much on them to make a blob or a mess. See, and the square goes right around here. Yeah, that looks good. Then the next triangle, which is not the little one, but rather it's the medium, and not the large one, it's like the medium-sized one. Goes a little bit next to the, leaves a little space here. And so we can try to do that one. And again, I try to put just little dots of glue in the corners, in the angles. And I'll try to put that together the way it appears. And that's the second piece. And then I have to come up with the other, but this triangle is one of the large triangles. And it has to stick out a little from the one next to it. So again, try to find the corners and put a little bit of glue in the corner. And I have to remember that it goes a little bit off. I think just about there. Maybe a little bit more. There. I think that's good enough. Again. And then the next triangle, which is the bigger one, again, the biggest. There are two of them that are really big. You're going to try to line that up and just leave a little bit of a stick out, a little point. So again, just put the corner. I don't need that much glue. And see, I had to leave it this way so that there's enough room. The legs should be the same height, right? I think. Because it's supposed to be like a, I think it's supposed to be like a horse. So that should be nice. I think that's a good size on there. Then I'm going to put the head, again, just a little bit of glue. Don't need that much. And it has to have like a peak, right? It has like a little peek out. So we can imagine that this is the mouth of the horse. This is the head, and that's the mouth of the horse. This is the horseback rider. And then I'm going to give a little bit, fill in that space so that the horse doesn't, it's more of a body. You know, we can put that in here, this small triangle. There we go. And then all we have to do is finish putting the tail. I'm going to have this tail go up a little, make it different from that one. I mean, they have it like this, but I kind of like the idea of the horse going fast and maybe having the tail just a little bit higher. I like that idea. There we go. And there's my horse. I'm going to later color in and see what I can add to the horse. Okay, so once I glued the pieces and I placed them in the order that I want them, and they came out like this, then I chose to decorate it. And so it looks to me like a horse, a horseman. So I just drew around it, and I think, well, it looks to me like he's galloping out in the country or in the yard, or so I just drew in around to make it more colorful. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a scenery, but I thought it was a landscape would be nice. And I colored a little bit of the sky. Maybe I can put mountains or add more people riding in the background. So you just have fun. It doesn't matter the colors. I think the colors look really great. Okay. Hope you had fun.